For the first time ever, we're bringing you a two-park update in one video. That's right, we're making our way over to Kings Dominion to check out all the food locations, the updates going around the park to see what's changing. And then we're making our way over to Busch Gardens Williamsburg, where there's an exciting event coming to life, the Food and Wine Festival, as well as we'll be checking out the latest Verbolten construction. So if you want the biggest local theme park updates all in one place, from both our local home parks, you're in the right spot. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Eddytainment. My name's Eddie, and as you can see behind me, we're starting our day at Kings Dominion. We hear a lot of things going on inside of the park, and we're here to check them out, some updates. The park just recently opened up. It's been open for a couple of weeks now as we hear Dominator going through in the background, but we hear of improved ride operations, some new food establishments opening up, and also some new food options. Let's go inside, let's check out everything, and have some fun. Hello. Thank you. And we've made it in. And I gotta say, it is a beautiful day. We were actually here yesterday and the crowds were kind of crazy today. Seems nice and steady, not too overpacked. And we've got a little update right there in the distance. I don't know if you can see it. We'll get over there in a moment. A little pro tip for you guys if you're looking at making your way to the park or getting your annual pass or anything. I think we're going to be doing a video breaking down the new annual pass system, but right now is really the best time to come visit the park. As you can see, the crowds aren't too crazy and the weather is spectacular. And our first update comes right next to the Eiffel Tower, which is the pizza spot, and the little, like the quick window for soft pretzels has reopened. Much needed, because the park food and beverage has definitely been struggling handling the crowds when it's busy. Today it's not busy, so it's not too crazy as you can see. But yesterday when we were here, it was line out the door, moving super slow. So they need all of their food and beverage locations opened and kind of work on like the methods of preparing the food, having things prepped in advance. And if you're interested, here are some of the offerings at the little quick stop window. All right, so we made our way over to Grain and Grill, and let's talk about the positives. The food, the elusive tri-tip, I've tried it now twice. Great with a little bit of sauce too, the sauces that they have in there. The mac and cheese, spectacular, oh my God. Actually, it's really good and fresh today, but today is a slow day, right? So they're not having much demand. They're able to get you your stuff, but even on a slow day, I'm seeing the same issues that I'm seeing on the busier days. So, for example, the park's only been open for like an hour. They already ran out of tzatziki sauce. They were only able to give me this little bit right here, right? Which is kind of crazy. The park's been open for an hour and you ran out of tzatziki sauce? What type of preparation is that? All the sauces were actually done. They were all empty, down to like the very metal, right? Additionally, when things are running out, they're not preparing before it runs out. They're waiting until it runs out and then starting to cook a new batch. So chicken runs out, they tell you it's going to be another 30 minutes before they have more chicken. Tri-tip runs out, they tell you it's going to be another 30 minutes before they have the tri-tip. So you're having to wait these unnecessary amount of times when they should have like a backup batch that once that backup batch is pulled from like the heaters, they start cooking a new batch. But that's not what's happening, which has been kind of interesting because it's happening on the very busy days. So obviously that effect is exacerbated by the amount of people that are waiting. And I've tried to get the tri-tip like 4 times now. I've only been successful getting it twice because I just didn't want to wait the amount of time that they were telling me I had to wait after waiting 30 minutes in line. But the staff has been great for the most part. The gentleman today at Grain and Grill, although I did have a little bit of a lackluster experience getting like the sauces and whatnot, the only sauce that they had, they ran out on me. The cashier, super fun, super interactive. So I think the team is picking up and jiving on what's going on and trying to make the best of it. But I think there's some leadership that's needed in the restaurants to address these things. And it's a small and easy adjustment. I used to work in the restaurant business. Now for some more updates, I give you a quick piece of advice. download the app if you're coming to the park. It makes it a lot easier, and definitely consider one of the annual passes. We have the gold pass this year. We downgraded, but it's a hell of a bang for your buck. But a couple of updates on things coming. Very soon, we have Soak City reopening, which is May 23rd. Great water park here at Kings Dominion, included in your day pass. We also have the Splashwater Parade, which is new this year. Still no date coming soon. And same thing for the show, the like Cirque show that's going to be coming. And then we have the Star Spangled Nights, July 3rd and 4th. So if you're looking for something to do for the July 4th weekend, make sure to consider here at Kings Dominion. They do a pretty great show with the fireworks. All right, enough with the food. I think I was just hungry and had to get it out of my system. I think I saw the elevators going up on the Eiffel Tower. So let's see if we get our first view from up top. And it is going. Now, it hasn't necessarily been closed, but it has been down with some issues. And we've attempted now like 2 visits to try to go up the Eiffel Tower, have been unsuccessful because it keeps going down. Today, it is back up. We're gonna get our view from up top. And we've made it on top. What a beautiful view. And we pay respects to the beautiful water features here at Kings Dominion. It does seem to be a little bit of a slower Sunday. It is early, so I guess the crowds could still be coming, but it's not too busy at all. And we did mention that Soak City will be reopening soon. Still no water in any of the slides, so it'll be a while, and the lazy river is still dried out, but they typically get that moving pretty quickly. I wonder if we're ever going to get a replacement for Anaconda anytime soon. But this is a great view right here. You got all the major coasters outside of Twisted Timbers. You got Racer, you got Pantherian, you got, why am I forgetting? I'm blanking right now. We got Dominator. We've got Dominator, and then we've got, oh, there we go, Rapterra, as it goes through its little loop right there. Toombili and Reptilian. And a little rocket coaster right here, a Snoopy rocket coaster. And now we are going to be making our way over to some of the rides because we mentioned ride operations are improving and why they're improving and which rides they're improving on. Well, here's a little sneak peek. Can you guess which ride I'm talking about? And look at that view in the distance. That is one of the things that makes Virginia Park so beautiful. It's like they're in the middle of the wilderness. And then there's a grizzly bear. And quick little nugget about the Eiffel Tower. This is only a replica, and it's a third the size of the actual Eiffel Tower, which blows my mind. When you're up here, this feels super high. So for this to only be a third of the height, it's pretty crazy. And I think the actual like viewing area is like 200 and something feet. The highest point on here is 300 and something. I think the actual Eiffel Tower in Paris is around 1,000 feet high. And our next update, like I said, comes in the form of ride operations improvements. Finally, we have 2 trains on Pantherian as well as Twisted Timbers, 2 of the park's most popular rides and potentially the 2 most popular rides as far as like their status. When people think of Kings Dominion, they think of this ride. Pantherian doesn't really demand a long line, but lately it has, just because it's been closed so often. They've been having some serious like issues with the tires, which I don't understand why it's been such a significant problem since like last year. It doesn't seem like they had this problem post retheme. As it goes over the airtime hill and comes around, a very fun ride. And I think the retheme was done really well, but that wheel problem has been an interesting one. Hopefully the wear and tear is now less because they're running 2 trains. Should make it so that hopefully the changing of the tires is less present or noticeable and less often as well. And Twisted Timbers, I feel like the ride ops on there is always a little tough. So it's nice to see these 2 rides getting 2 ride vehicles on the track. We just ran here from Kings Dominion. Just kidding, we didn't run that. But that'd be crazy if I did, right? That'd be a sweaty mess. That being said, we are now at Busch Gardens Williamsburg for some updates here at this park. We're doing the dual updates. Now, I've heard that the looming event coming up, which is we're really excited for, the Food and Wine Festival here at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, one of our favorite events. We're going to try some of that mofongo and other things. I hear that some of the booths have started appearing. The event is just around the corner, so end of April it starts. And we're going to go ahead and check out the booths, see what there is to see. And as well, of course, we'll make our way over to Verbolten and check out some of those updates. But don't forget, our Patreon supporters, our paid Patreon supporters, are going to get an early sneak peek for this Wednesday on the spot while we're at the Hard Hat Tour, seeing some updates of what's going on behind the scenes for Verbolten, and we're excited to bring you guys along. We will be doing a long form video as well that will come out after, but if you want to be the first on the scene, checking it out with us, make sure to check out our Patreon, look at one of those tiers, and if you're just looking at supporting, that's a great way to support us as well. Let's get inside of Busch Gardens and see what updates they have going on. And as we make our way in, quick reminder and update for everybody who's been collecting their passports at thrills. It ends at the end of this month, so make sure that you go ahead and go to the Welcome Center and collect your quick queue as well as your, the food meal. We got R2. I'm excited. They expire like in June, so you got plenty of time to utilize them. And that brings us to our next Busch Gardens update. Right over here at the Globe Theater, where they're currently showing When the Pages Turn for Kids Weekend. In 2 weekends, not right now, but in 2 weekends, the Power Rangers will be in here for a meet and greet. So if your little ones like Power Rangers, or if the parents like the Power Rangers, make sure to make your way and check out the show while you're at it. And we make it into Old Virginia, and yes, we could definitely see that some of the booths are starting to come to life. This booth right here is where they used to have the street crab soup. As you can see, they've set up the queues. They got the stations over there where you can purchase your beer. And right over here where you'll pick up your food. Maybe I'll slap on some of the menu items for the booths that we see today. Let me know down in the comments, which booth are you looking forward to the most? And for my pin collector friends, we do have a new ambassador set that's on its way out. And I believe every week they're going to be dropping one, or every so often they're going to be dropping one. This weekend is the Big Bad Wolf. It's a whole set. I'll put it up on the screen. Looks very cool. I've gotten into the whole pin trading thing, so I was lucky enough today to grab this at the Emporium. And of course, we pay respects to the beautiful water features here at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. And here we have the Hawaii booth. Looking the same as usual, but one that I am excited for. I do love their frozen drinks and some of their food items. One that we'll definitely be checking out, and hopefully here you can see some of the items on the menu. Hopefully I remember to edit that in. And the margarita booth doesn't look like it's up yet. Mexico behind the aviary is always there, but the aviary is now open. We're not going to make our way in because we're on limited time today, but it's cool to see the birds are back and they got their new shiny roof. Thank you. And we head to our next destination in style. I wonder if we're going to miss any of the booths in between here and the next stop. I think the only one is Brazil. That one's always great. In New France. I don't think we're going to miss any other ones. This is the way to travel. I hear Loch Ness. Where's Griffin at? We're gonna miss Griffin. Apollo's. Not Apollo, sorry. Alpengeist. And this is a great moment just to say, guys, thank you for all the support on the News from the Queue podcast that we've been doing. If you guys haven't checked it out, make sure to check it out. But those of you who have been checking it out, it's been fun. Paul from Destination Geek and myself hosting a little show talking about all different types of events, Halloween Horror Nights, food and wine, and just having fun. Bring you guys along for it, and you could find it on YouTube if you want the video version, or anywhere that you stream podcast as Alpengeist goes up. We're coming down to the land of dragons. And finally, we are at what you have all been waiting for, the Verbolten construction. And I do see something a little new right around here. I'm gonna zoom in for sure. There's some wood going down. Is it a frame? A frame of some sort? Oh, I wish I could get a different angle at this. These trees are messing it up. Let me try. All right, this is a little tough, but there's some excavation going on. Looks like some like metal rods. Like I forget what it's called, but they do it for rebar. There we go. Rebar. Looks like there's some rebar set up, which is typically used when they're going to be dropping down like cement for like a base or some sort. Here's another angle at that. I'm assuming this has to be that animatronic like tree limb that's going to be placed. You could see some of the rebar, and the rebar is like directly under the coaster track there. And you could see some of like the excavation that's being done. Interesting. And from over here, I don't see anything, but I do see these two pipes, some type of like tubes, and maybe they're gonna be like cast for the animatronic limb, potentially. Anybody in the comments, let me know what these are. They do look like they're cardboard, so maybe they were just like a container carrying something, or maybe it's what they're using to move this guy into the building eventually. Not much has changed over here in the queue. I still see that one piece of plywood is missing, and there's an opening there. And maybe some of the panels have started to be replaced back up on the wall. We still got that one Tyvek wall in the queue line, and nothing else. And it's the blue vehicle that's in the queue. I think last week I said it was the green vehicle. I think that's just the pollen making it look green. And probably our last view over at the bridge scene. Nothing that I could tell. And on that note, guys, thank you so much for tuning in for this twofer. 2 parks. This might be the last time I do this. It was a lot of work and a lot of travel to go from one park to another to include them all in one video, but it was kind of fun to do an update at both parks all at once. Hope you guys enjoyed. We got some Verbolten stuff coming up. Don't forget, our paid Patreon subscribers or supporters will be the first to see what's going on Verbolten this Wednesday. Guys, thank you so much for coming along. I hope you enjoyed all the updates at Kings Dominion and Busch Gardens Williamsburg. We will see you on the next one, but up till then, don't forget to ask yourself, have you been edutained? The Italy booth is up. Looks just like last year.